All right, welcome to this video. My name is Taylor Bencher, and we're going to be going over organic lead gen versus paid lead gen. Which one is better and why? So this can be extremely important if you're running a 5 to 6 figure agency, you want to scale up, you want to build a lead gen system, you're not sure if you should build an organic system or a paid lead gen system first, and you want to know the pros and cons of organic, the pros and cons of paid. I'm going to go through that in this video for you so that you can be able to have a better direction on where you want to go with your agency. So first of all, organic is where we're going to start. Now this is like a little illustration of what organic lead gen looks like. First of all, it's going to be you shouting out your message or sending a message directly to your target market, your prospects that you're going after. Now the M stands for marketplace, and these little stick men are pretty much all the ideal prospects that you want to sign as clients. And then this is you shouting out your message pretty much to these ideal prospects. So the pros of an organic lead gen system are simple. It's very laser targeted because in an organic lead gen system, you have the ability to send a direct email or a direct message personally to the ideal prospect that you want to work with. Okay, this is not possible in paid ads. It kind of is, but we'll dive deeper into that in just a second. So it's laser targeted. It's very personalized. Again, because it's laser targeted, you can basically make it extremely personalized. Like, hey, John, or hey, Mark, I was checking out your company. I did some research on your company. I noticed a few mistakes that you guys are making. That type of personalization is not possible in paid ads. Now, again, in certain cases like LinkedIn, in-mail messaging, Facebook, messenger ads, you can get it personalized, but not to the same degree that you can do organically. It's much more personalized organically. It's much more laser targeted organically. And then a high call booking rate. So because it is extremely personalized and very, very laser targeted, this results in a very high call booking rate. So with our own organic lead gen system that we ran for a long time in our agency, and the only reason we're not running it right now is because I'm no longer running the agency. I have my account executive who has turned into pretty much an owner. And the call booking rates we delivered was a 9.45% call booking rate on Trojan horse marketing, which is one of the organic methods we used. And that was pretty damn good. Even when we started out, it was about 5 to 6%. So if we sent out 100 emails to 100 prospects, we would get 6 to 9 people that booked a call. After we iterated it multiple times, we would get on average 9 out of every 100 emails sent, we would get 9 calls booked, which is phenomenal. It's pretty unheard of to get that high of a call booking rate, but it's possible because of the laser targeted and the personalization. Now, another pro, is that it's free. You don't have to pay for advertising. It's 100% free. The only expense of an organic lead gen system is going to be the software that you're going to use and the time of you or a virtual assistant who's going to run the lead gen system. Then you have the last thing, which is it brings in qualified ideal prospects. Okay, so because an organic lead gen system is built around you manually selecting the companies or the people that you want to reach out to. Now again, it doesn't have to be you. It could be a virtual assistant or somebody that you train to run the lead gen system. But because you're manually selecting the people, the prospects that you want to target, it only brings in qualified ideal prospects. Okay. This is not like paid ads. Paid ads, you have tons of prospects from all sorts of different qualifications coming in, from like highly qualified to completely unqualified. With an organic lead gen system, you're not going to have anybody unqualified coming into your funnel, coming and booking a call with you because you're manually selecting. Now, the cons are that the scalability is limited, right? So like it's manual, it is organic. You can't just increase the daily spend and all of a sudden you're getting 10 times more traffic. That's not how organic works. Organic requires more labor, more what's the word I'm looking for? Human labor, or basically manpower, to be able to reach out to more companies and find more people to reach out to. So scalability is limited. It's more manual work, like I just said, and increasing traffic is hard, which is because of all these three things are pretty similar. But that's the problem with organic, is that it only scales so far and it reaches its maximum capacity fairly quickly if you know what you're doing with an organic lead gen system. So that is organic in a nutshell, very simply. Okay, now let's talk about paid. Now this is what paid looks like. So it's the same kind of illustration, except the only difference between organic and paid, and this is so important, is that paid is like you're shouting out the same message that you were shouting out organically, okay, except you're hooking up a giant microphone and a giant speaker to the message that you're saying, and you're blasting it to the market, and it's 100 times louder, 10 to 100 times louder. Now, what does this mean? Well, in organic, what you're doing is, let's just say you're sending personalized emails to 100 companies. Okay, with paid, you're basically taking that personalized message, making it universal for any company, and you're like amplifying that message and making it 100 times louder, and you're targeting on Facebook or LinkedIn or one of these primary channels, Google Ads. I prefer just Facebook or LinkedIn advertising, one of those two. And basically, you're blasting that message out, and it's way louder. It reaches way more people in a wide variety of the market, and it hits the market way harder. Now, the pros of this is that it's extremely scalable. It's significantly more sales calls. You're going to get way more sales calls out of paid ads if you're actually spending a decent amount, $100 to $200 per day. And it builds an email list very rapidly because you're going to get tons of emails coming in because, again, the people that opt into your funnel, they're going to opt in with their email, with their phone call, with their information, etc. So you're going to build an email list very rapidly if you set up the funnel properly. And then it's very easy to increase traffic. Again, to increase traffic, it's as simple as pushing a button, and all of a sudden you're going from $100 a day to $1,000 a day, and you're getting 10x the traffic, okay? And that's not possible with organic, so that's a pro of paid. Now the cons is number one, it costs money. That's very simple. The second con, and this is so important, is you get a mixed quality of prospects. So again, we recently started running Facebook ads after successfully building a proven organic lead gen system in Leadgen Enlightened, which is the new company that I launched about 6 months ago, which is the reason why I'm making this YouTube video, because I launched a company that is now helping 5 to 6 figure agencies build a lead gen system. Now, even though my company, Leadgen Enlightened, is helping agency owners build a lead gen system, I still had to go through this process of building an organic lead gen system, proving that lead gen system, and then going over to paid. We recently launched paid ads about 10 days ago, and now we're averaging 1 to 2 sales calls per day, but they're not all extremely highly qualified. Again, half of them are pretty much unqualified, but nonetheless, it's still pretty good results. So we get mixed quality of prospects, which is a con. Then it's harder to set up, so it takes a lot of time to set up. It took me 5 days straight, 12 hours per day, to build the VSL that we use for our paid ads, which is on our site, TaylorBencher.com. Most people aren't willing to put in 12 hours a day for 5 days straight just to build a 30-minute to an hour-long video sales letter, VSL. And that doesn't include the setting up of the funnel, which is probably an extra day. So it takes about 6 to 7 full days, 12 hours per day to really get this thing dialed in and really well set up, I guess you could say. And you must be willing to lose. So most people aren't willing to lose money. When I first started running Facebook ads, I ran ads for about we initially launched about 2 weeks ago, but it was a beta test. And I spent about $2,500. Everything was great except we didn't get a single phone call. It was terrible. And I was really baffled by this, and I had to take the data that I got from that, spending that $2,500, iterate my VSL, change it completely, and I spent another 5 days relentlessly building it, iterating it. Now, in the last 4 days, it's worked a lot better, and we've spent about $1,000 the last 4 to 5 days, and we've generated about 6 or 7 sales calls, which is phenomenal. That's a really good performance, and about half of them are qualified. And it's harder to get profitable. Again, like, you're gonna launch ads, spend $2,000, it might not work, and you have to iterate, and all of a sudden it's like you got to put in way more work. So it's harder to get profitable because there's a lot of moving pieces, there's a lot of software and technologies that are involved, and again, it's not as laser targeted and personalized as an organic lead gen system. So in general, setting up paid and getting it profitable is much harder than setting up organic and getting it profitable. And honestly, I'm gonna say this, paid is not better than organic, and organic is not better than paid. A lot of people, this is kind of a black or white mindset where they'll say like organic is better or paid is better. Now, they're both phenomenal, and what I always recommend to anybody in Leadgen Enlightened, all the 5 to 6 figure agency owners that are in there right now, is set up the organic lead gen system. Get that set up, get that rolling. There's about 6 different tactics and methodologies that we use on organic, and then move to paid once you've got organic proven and performing extremely well. Because it's much easier to transition from a proven organic lead gen system to a paid lead gen system than it is to just never have started an organic lead gen system and then all of a sudden go to paid, right? The reason why is because of this simple illustration, okay? So if you have a proven organic lead gen system and it's working well, this message that you're shouting out to the market clearly resonates with the marketplace, right? Which is why the organic lead gen system is bringing you clients on a monthly basis. The only problem is that you want to scale it further. You want to take your agency to a whole new level, 7 to 8 figures. but the organic lead gen system isn't going to take you there. How do you do that? Well, then what you have to do is you have to take this little message that you're shouting out, you have to make it universally applicable to any ideal prospect that you're looking for, hook it up to a speaker and shout that message through the microphone, and this speaker is called Facebook ads or LinkedIn advertising. So that's the difference between organic and paid. I wanted to make this video short. I hope you really liked the analogy, and it gave you basically a clear understanding of the main difference, and if you should do organic before paid or paid before organic. Highly recommend organic first all the time, 24/7, before diving into paid, unless you have a lot of experience with paid ads. And last but not least, if you needed some help with sample lead gen system, I would recommend checking out the case study. I'll put a link to it in the description of this YouTube video. Without further ado, if you found some value in this video and you want to see more videos that I create, I release a video every week on Mondays. Today was late. I launched this one on Tuesday, but feel free to hit that subscriber button and leave me a comment. Let me know your feedback. If you liked the analogy, if you thought that it was too high level, if you want me to go deeper on a specific topic, let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in next week's video. Ciao.